Guangzhou isn't exactly what we expected. It's China's third largest city, but parts of it have distinctly Southeast Asian vibes, humid, bustling, and shaped by its trading past. Over the next 2 days, we'll explore its futuristic skyline, wander through local markets, and discover its well-preserved architecture. Oh, and of course, eat as much Cantonese food as possible.
This morning has started off pretty drizzly, and we've heard there's only one way to spend a rainy morning in Guangzhou. Well, any morning, really. What are those?
This place is called Tao and it might just be one of the most upscale places we've ever eaten.
First order of business is deciphering this massive menu and figuring out what we want to order. Next, I've got to double check Ashley because she often forgets we're on a budget.
Those sound good and they're cheaper than the clay pot. The clay pot's 300 yen.
300 yuan?
Yeah. Yes. No.
Thank you. We're so confused. So a kind gentleman just brought us out this delicious smelling bowl of, it smells like mangoes and it's got these little jellies in it and what I imagine is sago, but I'm not actually sure. But we didn't order this, so I hope that we're supposed to eat it. Maybe it's like an amuse-bouche. I just hope he didn't like take this to the wrong table, so we're gonna eat it. If we end up paying for it, it's fine. Oh, that's so good. Oh, thank you so much. That was so nice. So he said this is a dessert that they give to foreign guests. That's so cool. And it is absolutely delicious. So, yay. Yay for being foreign. That is so good. That is packed with so much garlic flavor. It's so tender too.
I don't think we've ever actually had proper shrimp dumplings before.
We have not.
It is very delicious.
Is it?
Yes.
I'm nervous. I don't typically care for shrimp. I hope I like it, but it looks very shrimpy. That's really good.
So I'm gonna try one of these tangerine peel beef balls. I'm honestly not sure what to think of these. There's a very fine mince on those, so they're texturally, they're like very firm, but very smooth on the inside. Yeah, it's a texture thing. But yeah, there they are.
This is the thing that I'm most excited about. Oh, it's so good. Oh, look at that. That is delicious. That is awesome. It's turnip time. So we've got chili sauce, which is always a must. Oh, it really is salty. Ooh, that's like one of the saltiest things I've ever eaten. Yeah, I don't know about this one.
I am not 100% sure why dim sum is what people do in the morning.
I need a nap.
Yeah, like, unless my objectives of the day are dim sum and then nap, I feel like this is a delicious but terrible idea because I have no idea how I'm meant to go out and do anything today. I will say that it's a lovely way to pass the rainy day because it's rainy and kind of humid outside, and in here it feels great. And the food's good, and the energy is alive. Let me show you what we got here. They're like crispy on the top. Oh, whatever this is, the topping is delicious. I don't know how to describe it. but I was very surprised because it's got liquid or cream in it.
Oh my gosh.
He's making a mess.
Sure is. It tastes good though?
It's so delicious.
Oh. That is so good.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. What does that remind me of? It reminds me of something at home. It's like a donut.
So we're surrounded by Guangzhou's most impressive buildings right now. We've got the famous Canton or Guangzhou Tower behind us, which is one of the coolest buildings I've ever seen. Typically, when it gets to be the evening, it's all lit up with LEDs and rainbow. We're supposed to be back here this evening to ride the world's largest horizontal Ferris wheel. But you can't see it right now. So I'm not really sure that that's gonna be the go-to move tonight unless it clears up. I will say, it's not raining, so eating dim sum and having tea definitely scared the rain away. Yeah, we had to stop by here and check out all these amazing buildings. They are so futuristic and so cool. And look, the Canton Tower is like just now starting to pop out of the clouds. Anyways, so we're on our way to the tram line to ride the tram around the city, because what better thing to do when it's spots of rain than be inside a tram? It's supposed to be a beautiful ride, it's supposed to show you some of the hot spots. We weren't really sure where to go, so we popped into the Tourist Information Center, and they told us that we were going the wrong way because the Canton Tower office is closed. So he told us that we could go to another line and then take that and transfer to another line, and that would get us there. So that's what we're doing right now.
On our way to the metro, we came across these lovely ladies. I can sincerely say we've never seen anything like this before. Apparently, they are meant to symbolize prosperity and wealth, which is something we can all hope for.
So success, we found the tram. And we can't even go to Canton Tower because apparently they're doing construction to the tram stations there. So that's not an option. We can't pick up the tram there at all. It's kind of a bummer. So we're stopping just short of Canton Tower. It's something called the Party Pier, because everybody loves a party. Hopefully it'll get us back kind of towards where we want to be. And we got here at just the right time. There was a tram that just left as we pulled up. We're in line for the front car, and now there's like a ton of people here. When people in China get excited, they might be the cutest, most adorable people in the world. They're just like, wow.
As the tram approaches, we can physically feel the excitement. And now the mad dash to find a seat.
We were like, oh, this will be a leisurely way to explore the city.
Not quite what I was expecting, but it should still be cool. And we'll get to see a different part of the city that we haven't seen before.
Yeah, it's like the week of Spring Festival still, though, so it's of course going to be very busy. All right, well, let's enjoy the ride.
Here at the Party Pier.
I feel like there's only one place open right now, and it's this Mr. Rock's place in front of us.
It's supposed to be like an art district also. I don't know if that's true or not. It does look pretty dead though, so we'll see.
Slumber Party Pier.
Yeah.
I will say it is really cool seeing these buildings going up through the clouds and getting just a little glimpses of the tops of them every once in a while when the wind blows the clouds. And it's like a nice little walkway, and it hasn't stopped anybody else from getting pictures taken.
Yeah.
So I say we just embrace it and just enjoy the fact that we're alive and we woke up today.
Yeah.
And we get to be in China.
Yeah.
The Canton Tower looks like it has a little cloud around it.
It does.
This is totally typical for us, though. We waited until the last minute to finally go up and do the Canton Tower. We were gonna do the Ferris wheel, and we waited until the last minute, of course, and now it's this drizzly, dreary day for the next 2 days that we're gonna be in Guangzhou. So you think we would learn based on past experiences, but we haven't seemed to just yet. That being said, Guangzhou is beautiful. There's all these like flowering trees that I keep walking past, and it's a beautiful city. I've really enjoyed my time here. Thoughts on the tram line? What do you think?
I mean, it was a way to get around that was very affordable. I kind of thought it would be a little bit more scenic. It just feels like a metro, but
Yeah.
above ground with windows.
I agree. I thought, again, it's just like expectation versus reality, but I just thought we would have more room and it would be a little bit more like quiet, which I understand sounds silly, but in my head I just had this romanticized version of it. And that we would do the all-day pass, and so we would hop on and hop off and see the city's top sights and all of that stuff, but it just wasn't meant to be, both because of my expectations and then also because there's construction going on, it's Spring Festival, there's lots of people doing the same thing, and
It's cloudy.
it's cloudy, so it is what it is, though. We're gonna make the best of today, like we always do, and try to figure out how to cross the street.
Hopefully after the tram comes. So, Party Pier doesn't seem to have a whole lot going on unless you want to play a couple claw games, pick up some boutique clothes with this boutique cheetah friend, do whatever you do at this place, or check out a really cool Lawson's.
Can you see me?
No. Now I can't. It looks like some places aren't even in business anymore, but we're not going to let that get us down. After about half an hour, we realize that there's an upstairs. That's more like it.
It's about 5 p.m. and we have found ourselves with the perfect view of the skyline. So we're gonna hang out here until we see the lights come on in 3, 2, 1.
I honestly think the buildings in Guangzhou are the best we've seen so far in China. And this little bar is awesome. The vibes are on point, people are having a great time, there's a guy playing some piano, we've got a heat lamp, 2 delicious cocktails, and some steak skewers. Honestly, what more could we ask for? So we've made it to Jiangnan Street, which in our research is like a cool little local area to grab food or drinks or tea or just nightlife in general. And we wandered around and it was a lot of like super fancy restaurants, kind of like what we were at earlier. And we were looking for just a place we could sit on the street and have some food and just have like a wholesome, nice, lovely experience. And so we found this place. And as with everywhere we've been in China, I have absolutely no idea what it's called, and I don't even know how to direct you to be here, but there's gonna be a picture of it that I'll put in the video. But yeah, I pointed at a couple things on the menu. I hope they're delicious. And here it comes right now. Is she?
Thank you. That's great.
The description on the menu for this place was very funny. When I scanned the menu, it was like, in my 20s, most people were out drinking in bars and disco dancing. We're hollering at young sisters, but not me. I know what handsome people eat, and it's pork giblets. And I was like, oh, that's the place we've come to. But I think I ordered something that's like beef brisket. Got some little beef brisket noodles here. That is delicious. It's like beef stew. There's a turnip. Wow. That is much better than turnip cakes I heard earlier today.
That's the thing. I think we like turnips. I just don't think we liked those turnip cakes for some reason.
I could see that as being a thing. What did you get?
We've had this before, and it's basically rice noodles with beef and then some greens, and I absolutely love this dish. There's a similar version in Vietnam that was also another one of our favorites.
Yeah.
This is delicious. I absolutely love this dish. It does need that chili though, so I think we're gonna go inside and grab that right now. This is like quite possibly the most delicious thing we have ever had. I haven't even tried this version of it. Please let us know what this is called, because I would love to find out how to make this. It is the most delicious thing I've ever tried. It's like salty with a hint of spiciness, and it's just honestly the best thing.
When I've looked it up on Meituan, it's called homemade chili sauce or chili paste.
Well, if you have a recipe.
That looks so good.
It is very, very good. It's a good thing he wasn't out at the club. I learned how to make these delicious noodles.
It's getting late and we are tired, so we'll see you tomorrow.
This is the Chen Clan Ancestral Hall, an incredible monument to Lingnan style of architecture that this region is known for, and a very popular place for people to come and soak in the beauty and take photos. Every inch tells a story. The level of detail here is unbelievable. The walls, pillars, and doors are covered in intricate carvings of dragons, mythical creatures, and scenes from daily life. Look at these doors.
Back in the day, this wasn't just a temple. It was a place for young scholars in the Chen family to prepare for imperial exams, which they took very seriously. There's a cafe and a gift shop right inside, so you can pick up a souvenir or snack and take a break from the sun.
That's really cool. This space is depicting the celebration of the New Year together, which is something that we're going to be doing soon.
It's also home to the Guangdong Folk Art Museum, where you can see incredible examples of traditional artwork. Even if you're not a museum person, the craftsmanship here is worth a look. This place is incredible. The architecture is so beautiful. It's like nothing we've seen in China so far, which makes sense. We're in a completely different region, so this is architecture very indicative of the Cantonese people. It's colorful. At first when we got here, I was like, I'm not 100% sure what we're doing at an architectural museum. Like, I don't get it, but it totally makes sense. Ni hao, hello. Doesn't feel like something we would normally do, but it makes sense. We're in a place that's so different than the other cities we've explored in China so far. So kind of absorbing ourselves in this type of architecture and recognizing it and seeing where it came from and seeing the historical style. It's honestly very familiar to stuff we've seen in other parts of the world, like in Malaysia, but just seeing where it got its roots is amazing, and I love it. This is definitely worth the 10 yuan per person to come and experience this.
At the back of the museum is a peaceful garden with the aroma of spring everywhere around us. Do yourself a favor and don't miss this space. We almost did. That's really pretty. You want to go see a different kind of architecture?
Yeah.
Okay.
Taking the metros in China is so easy. You scan on, you'll follow the signs, you scan off, you're good to go.
Now we're at Shamian Island, which is a former concession area known for its peaceful setting and quaint cafes, and I could definitely use a spot of tea, so let's go.
Without all of the flags, it would be easy to forget you're in China. This place is packed with well-preserved 19th century architecture, and it's a popular place to hang out and take photos. This used to be a center for trade during the Opium Wars, but now it's been transformed into a peaceful retreat from the bustle of Guangzhou's busy streets. They've built trees to hold this tree up. It's So smart and so cool. Way better than, I don't know, just not having tree-shaped things holding trees up. They could paint it, but still pretty cool. This place is just beautiful. It's so well maintained, the gardens are incredible, which I'd expect nothing less from the Flower City. But it's just so picturesque.
It's kind of cool seeing the Chinese and the European style buildings.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little disappointed. When you told me you were taking me to a concession area, I thought there was gonna be snacks.
No snacks. There's a church though.
There's a church though. This is an amazing city, and the weather is absolutely beautiful. It feels like California weather. I love seeing all the lanterns hanging from the trees like little tankulus too. As chill as it is to just stroll around, basking in the shade of the banyan trees, we're gonna try and find that tea. This place is pretty cool. It's called the Orient Express. It's a French restaurant. They've got a train car that's not only a cafe, but it's also a cool photo op spot here in the front garden. We were gonna stop and have afternoon tea here. However, a bag of Lipton tea is like $4. I guess they really think they are the Orient Express. We are struggling to find a cafe that sells more than just coffee or super expensive bags of Lipton. So we're gonna see what we can find at the riverfront.
I think they're playing a game that if you lose, you have to put clothespins on your ears. It's a gorgeous day outside, and people are taking full advantage of it in the park. Guangzhou is a beautiful city, and we're just thrilled to finally be in warmer weather. Before we knew it, it was 5 p.m., and maybe the universe was telling us it was too late for tea.
We're not 100% sure, but we believe that this is Qingping Road. It's lined with shops selling ingredients for traditional medicine, and nothing quite hits the vibe like these small local markets. It feels like you're in a movie, and it's one of our favorite things about exploring on foot.
So we're on our way to this very popular pedestrian street, but I think that it is so cool that we found ourselves on this local little wholesaler street. It's got such a cool vibe, and there's so much stuff that I've never seen before.
There are so many pets here. I wonder if this is where like pet stores in the States source all their animals. It is kind of sad. No judgment, just observation. This is a completely different kind of market, just like out of nowhere.
I think this is where we're supposed to go.
Oh yeah, I think so.
I'm pretty sure, yeah, this is the pedestrian.
It sure does feel like a pedestrian street.
That's so interesting. So we're walking down this little alleyway, and we have no idea where it leads, but it just looks so pretty, and there's nobody here. But there's these panels all along the wall, and they're showing different periods of history. So it started in the 1930s, and now we're at 1949. We're just seeing the way that this city, specifically this street, has changed over the years.
Okay, so we did the thing that we always do and got so enamored by our surroundings and taking videos and just enjoying the afternoon that we totally forgot to eat anything again. And now we're starving, and we're not quite in the right place to have a sit-down, proper, authentic meal, but we are in the right place to have some snacks. And then maybe we'll try and find a late-night dinner somewhere a little bit more authentic, a little bit more our vibe. We're off to a great start. I've got a sausage.
We just got these little camel circles. They're really good. Looks really interesting.
So they've got these little cups of powder, and they add hot water to them to like rehydrate it. It does smell sweet. It's it's like not overly sweet. It's very like delicately sweet.
Well, the restaurant we were hoping to go to is closed for reservations, so we're gonna pivot. Time to hop in a Didi and head to Plan B. Okay, let's go eat.
So we were at Pangxi Wine House, apparently. Didn't know it was a wine house.
I didn't either.
We came here because we found a food blog that recommended it, and I can see why. It's very fancy. I've had a wonderful day so far.
Me too. Cheers.
Yeah, cheers.
It's very hot. Be careful.
Yo, I will say, I absolutely love Guangzhou.
I do too. Our food has arrived. Thank you.
So we've had our dishes washed in tea, which is the fanciest thing I've ever heard of.
Yeah, she showed us how to do it, so hopefully we'll remember. But this is what our little goose duck looks like.
Yeah.
Still got the skin on it, nice and crispy. It's sweet. Oh, that's really good. It's not something I would usually order, but it's nice. It tastes like sweet chicken. And then I don't want to spill this, but we've got this like duck
Plum
sauce.
sauce.
Plum sauce, yeah.
Oh my god, duck sauce.
Is it duck sauce?
Yeah.
We have duck sauce in the States, but it's
like
just this like sweet sugary mix,
the
and it's
sweet
so
orange
delicious.
thing, but now it makes sense that it's like, oh wow. I'm always like, oh yeah, I need some
Full
duck
circle
sauce.
moment.
Yeah, full circle moment. I was today years old when I realized that duck sauce we eat in the States is probably derived from this sauce for duck. This is so good.
That's really sweet.
It's not what I was expecting. But it's very good.
I can't say this is my favorite Chinese dish that I've had. I have definitely had other loves. Pretty good. I give this meal 7 out of 10.
She only ever rates the meals she doesn't love. Anytime it's a 10 out of 10, she just eats. Anytime she doesn't love it, she's like, I feel like rating this.
Yeah.
While this wasn't our favorite dinner in China so far, we think this is more of an us thing than a Panshu thing. We're just not fancy people. This place was gorgeous though.
Since we're in the neighborhood, we're gonna push on and see one more place.
Finding restaurants can be a challenge for foreigners in China as all of the good apps don't have translation options. We constantly forget that the best way to find food is just by walking around until you smell something delicious.
We came here for one very specific reason, but we didn't expect to find this. Yangqing Fang is home to Bruce Lee's father's ancestral home. Vlogging Mike wasn't prepared, but I'm gonna let him get this out of his system.
It is so crazy that I'm walking in Bruce Lee's ancestral home right now. I watched every Bruce Lee movie growing up hundreds of times. I'm standing in the home of one of my heroes. My dad would be so jealous. This is just so crazy. I had no idea. This is completely unexpected. Just tucked away at the back of a little tourist alley. This is wild. Okay, so as it turns out, this was just his father's ancestral home, and it's hard to know if Bruce himself ever actually lived here. But it is still a really fun way to spend about a half an hour just geeking out over one of my biggest childhood heroes. Good call. This alley is
So cool.
Yeah, I definitely wish we came here instead of going to the fancy waterfall duck restaurant.
Same.
What? So this is Yangqing Fang, a vibrant little cultural area right in the middle of Liwan district. It's full of shops and cafes and an opera museum if that's your thing. But we came here for this.
We came to this neighborhood because we heard that if you look at this bridge at just the right angle, it actually forms the shape of a moon, so it's gotten the name the Moon Bridge. But unfortunately, the lights aren't on this evening, so there is no way for it to look like a moon. Okay, correction. This is the Moon Bridge. However, it is still not lit up. Also very beautiful though, and I actually love that there's little like cafes and restaurants and stuff that are like based off of it being called the Moon Bridge. What is that? Moonside something. It's super cute, look.
We had an amazing couple of days in Guangzhou. We would have loved to do so much more, but our main reason for visiting was to experience the Chinese New Year. So if you haven't seen that video, you should absolutely check it out. Let us know things we have to check out the next time we're in town down in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button, and if you're new here, subscribe to follow along on our adventure. And we'll see you next time in Shenzhen.